Hey everybody, I'd like to introduce you to the latest interviewee for our new series, How I Changed My Life. This is Leandra. Now, we have gone back and forth trying to get this girl on here. Oh my God, it's been very interesting. And yes, we agreed that we was going to be drinking our wine, but I forgot mine, which probably is just as well, because otherwise, who knows what direction this interview would go. It would be a mystery. So let's start though, girl. I'm finally happy that you're here.
Oh,
But
me too.
start by letting everybody know who you are and a little background about your family and how you grew up and that kind of stuff.
Well, my name, as you said, is Leandra Wilkerson. I grew up in a very heavily religious family, preferably the Jehovah people, the Jehovah's Witnesses. Um, Particularly, I did not have like a easy childhood. It was very rough. I mean, my mother, she was there but wasn't there. She was, depressed and then, on religion. And then my father, he's very high up in that organization. So I didn't have any siblings. If I had any problems, it would just mainly fall on my shoulders. But even then, at an early age, I knew that this was not going to be for me, and I knew it would be a struggle to make sure I have control over the decisions in my life. So that's basically what I want to talk about, having
Okay.
control and knowing who you are.
That's a good, those are good. I remember one of our other, Crystal, I think was her name, came from a background of Jehovah Witness as well. So how do what about it was something that you recognized it wasn't for you? What was there anything in particular?
Yes, it was giving up, parts of myself, like I said, control. Like I've always been the type of person to have control. I have to be in control of certain things because if I give off, a level of, well, you make the decisions for me, then it will branch off into something else as in, okay, I'm taking care of you, I'm feeding you, so now you have to do what I say. I'm no longer in control. So it takes a amount of maturity as we age and as we progress, as people, as going into adulthood, that, you need control over your life. You need to have certain things in place so you don't have to depend upon these people who are manipulative and who are hurting you. So
Mm.
it was a step-by-step process. So nothing was easy. It never is in life. So it was like, how I changed my life is how I needed to make certain changes as according to how my life progressed over the ages.
Was there a particular event or, like a straw that broke the camel's back? I mean, was there like a trigger that made you decide to do this on this changing, or is it just kind of cumulative?
It was accumulative. It was accumulative. I've never been the type of person to just conform to just one ideology. I've always been the type of person to say, well, your religion is your religion. I'm not going to push that on anybody, and I'm not going to, put that on anybody else. So when it came a time in, my, I guess you want to say adolescent years, when I was, into boys, certain things like that, I didn't have my mother to rely upon because she was codependent upon pills and depression and prayer. So that wouldn't be a template that I needed to follow. So I needed to have my own template or go somewhere else and find somebody who was strong to be able to mold me and to guide me through, certain aspects where the religion you cannot depend upon that.
Gotcha. So what do you think was the main thing that was driving you to want to get control of your life though? I mean, it's like, a lot of people know this, but they don't actually take any action. I guess that's what I'm trying. What was the trigger point at which you said, okay, that's enough of this mess. I'm going to do these things and put these things in place to make this a difference in my life. So can you kind of walk us through that?
Having no money. It's no fun being broke. When I was going through, childhood and, adulthood and going into teenager, I had no money. I was always being told, well, pray about it. God will send you a job and, you get an allowance. I'm like, okay, first of all, I'm expensive. I knew that from a very early age. I have needs. I have wants. You're looking at all your other friends and you're looking at your situation and it's like, okay, I need to be at that type of point. But you're telling me in order to get to that point, I need to sacrifice some things. I need to say, no, I can't work that job because I need to be in service. No, I can't go on that internship because I need to be reading a Bible. Okay, you can find God on your own. I was sick and tired of being broke. I was sick and tired of relying on y'all. I was sick and tired of being sick and tired. But a
I
lot of
got you.
people, but a lot of people, when they reach that age, it's like, well, this is all I know, so I'm going to stay. Why do you want to stay broke? Why do you want to stay at a level where there's other things that you can get, other things that you can reach, other people that they can open up your world? My world was confined. It was very confined, and I did not like that, and I had to break free.
Did you find that you had dreams as a child that your parents kind of what's the word I don't want to
Stifle.
say, yeah, they didn't really support your dreams. They were doubtful that you could achieve them, rained on your parade, told you no. Did you experience any of that kind of thing?
Since the day I was born, honey. So there was one time where, prom was a very big thing,
Oh yeah, for
and
every teenage girl.
so I was not allowed to go to prom. And at that time, I had, other ex-witness friends who did go. So I'm looking at that example and I'm looking at this, but we're still witnesses. So what's the problem? And then I got the whole song and dance about, at prom, you never talk to these people. I'm like, that's impossible. I'm in school. I have to talk to these people. Why shouldn't you be allowed to party? It's not, me. I'm not the type of person to get drunk, have extra sex, all this other stuff. But I was always being accused of doing exactly the things that I'm not doing. And it's like, you guys are fucking unbelievable. At this point, you say, well, that's what their household does, but their household is witnesses too. Aren't we witnesses? So how come you're not getting on them? Well, the Bible. Okay, first of all, what type of differential code that you applying to me that you want to apply to them? I'm not even doing half the things that they're doing, but steadily you don't trust me. And that's another big thing. They don't trust you. They keep, for whatever reason, trying to put the same negativity that other people are going on in their lives and their witness households on you, knowing that you are your own person, and they don't even recognize that. They don't even see the type of growth that you are doing. And I grew in leaps and bounds. Remember, my mother, she's codependent.
Right.
My mother took care of her for everything. She didn't want anything. She went from her mother's household to my father's household, so she didn't really have life in between that. She immediately got married. She got married like at 21. I'm 30 now. I've never been married. So I've been able to accumulate my own goals, my own dreams. I'm not living under any type of household head. So in her mind, it's like what I'm doing is rebellious. But in actuality, what your daughter's doing is growing up.
Right.
And when
Your
people
daughter
can't
just
see
living
that,
like living her life.
basically. But this is the mindset. This is how I know that this is who they are. This is who they'll always be, and I can't try to change that. So when I can't change that, I need to start cutting them off.
Is that what
Period.
happened? Is that what you ultimately had to do? Just change your relationship with your parents?
Yes, yes, and it's a gradual thing. And I know a lot of people, a lot of young people, they say, I can't do that for my parents. If you don't, you will suffocate. And I was slowly suffocating. And I need to breathe. You need to breathe. Understand that when it comes a point in time when your parents don't understand the growth that is going on, when they can even sit down with you and have a conversation with you and see your progression, you can't reason with those type of individuals. You just can't. Because no matter what you do, no matter what you say, no matter what they perceive, whatever is already ingrained in them is ingrained in them. And that's when you have to step away. I haven't spoke to them in years. I don't even live with them. I no association with them. And that's a lot of times where people are like, well, those are your parents, what if something happened? I'm like, listen, it's like you have to liken it to like a rubber band. So if they're on this end of the spectrum of the rubber band, and they keep pulling and pulling and pulling and not trying to, strengthen the elasticity of the rubber band, they keep trying to do that. Eventually, the middle part starts to unwind and it loses electricity. So I'm on one end and they're on the other, and they're trying to pull me towards something that I am not. Instead of understanding the person that I am, and instead of trying to, preserve some type of a relationship, you keep pulling and pulling and pulling, and eventually it will snap. And
Exactly.
that's what happened.
So what now when you look at your life, young lady, that was hard. That's really hard for people to let go of, not only of, everything that they know as a child, but the people that taught it to them too. Because like you said, you can't change anybody but yourself, you know. And so, and you're only 30.
Yep. I don't look like it though.
No, I mean, I'm just like, wow. No, I mean, 30 is young because a lot of, people around 35 is when they start coming to these realizations. So you got a good jump on people. So
Mm-hmm.
what's now at this point, now that you've gone through all of that, what is the thing about yourself that you think you're the most proud of?
Oh, just resilience, just resilience. Like, I've always been a person, but it's like realizing that, you're making your own money now. No one's giving you working for it. And if you need more money, there's other avenues that you can do. I started on my own business, something that's never taught in the religion. They're not taught to, open up your own business or run your own business. They're always taught prayer and, interpretation, Jesus this and God that. I'm like, listen, God will give you the breath and wake you up in the morning so you can do what you need to do. He's not trying to save everybody. And that's one thing that I've learned. It's like I have to save myself. I have to preserve myself. I have to go out and make money for myself. I'm diversified. I'm innovative. I'm getting into the entertainment industry. There are so many things that are opening up to me, so many doors that are opening up to me now that I have released myself from that, gotten away from that. And, it's like getting getting your first paycheck and your first job.
I remember that day.
Yeah, it's similar to that, like getting your first paycheck on your job. And it's like, this is your money, you can do whatever you want with it. So it's like, this is my new me. This is, how I've changed this part of my life and not and leaving my old life behind.
So now, when you look at where you are now, what kind of things are important to you now? You left all that stuff behind. So what have you put in place for yourself? What are your key motivators at this point?
Well, one is making sure I have generational wealth for myself. Having my own insurance, having my own, cars, homes, whatever I want, making sure my credit is good, making sure my happiness and my mental state is fine, you know, keeping keeping my moral center as a person who ain't gonna take nothing from nobody. And that's one thing that I have, always been true to myself. I've literally had about maybe 5 friends in my life. The rest have always been associates. Like if you're
Oh,
not with me, yeah. Like if you're not like with me or you're not on the type of journey that I am, the type of go getter, the type of entrepreneur that I am, then I want nothing to do with you. Because people like that are only going to bring you down or, not even add anything to you. And then you end up carrying them when no, I should just be carrying me what the hell I want, what I need to be doing. Yes, yes. I've had to cut people off like that. Like you're rising and they're like, well, remember that time, when you were like 9 years old and I gave you like $25 for like, when you graduated and they would, expect you to be like, well, you doing this, so you should be doing this for me. And that's another thing that brings me into it. Sometimes you have to cut off extended parts of your family as well. Because they may come back and be like, well, I see you doing this, I see you acquiring that, but remember how I babysat you when you was 2 years old? Okay, first of all, you didn't really babysit me. You really didn't. So for you to come back and say I owe you something, which is funny. I don't owe you anything. I owe to
wow.
myself.
People try to pull that.
hmm I come from that type of family. I really do. Yep.
Oh, I can see then why you would have to put some distance between you because those are the kind that, they find out you got a nice big house, you have a couple of extra rooms. Suddenly they're going to need to stay with you for a minute and all this kind of stuff.
Yep.
No,
Yep.
I understand.
Yeah.
So now
And
I
I
have to ask
always
you
rebuttal that, well, where were you?
the question that I ask everyone in this series. When you hear the phrase live your best life,
Mm-hmm.
what does that mean to you, Leandra?
Whew. That means, man, live your best life. Live the best version of what you are now and what you will become. I know that this life has more levels to it. I know that the level that I am on, which is good and fine, it can be better. So my best life is not yet here right now because I'm still trying to get to that level, trying to one up myself. But as of now, living my best life means safeguarding my peace of mind, safeguarding, my heart, making sure that I stay as strong as I can because there are a lot of, battles, visible and invisible, that will, present themselves to you. And it'll
Right.
be up to me to use what I've learned to combat that.
Gotcha. So going forward, what's on your agenda? What you plan to do? What's the next planning activity or action item on your list?
Oh, honey, I'm trying to build my brand to be famous. I want to walk the red carpet. I want to take pictures with A-listers. I'm trying to get famous. I'm trying to get up in that spot. So it's
Oh,
like I'm going on casting calls. I'm doing commercials. Modeling and everything. Being known to me. You know, because you don't want to die when no one knows your name. That's always been a fear of mine. Like no one will know the type of struggle that I've been through, the type of mark I'm trying to leave in this world. You know, growing up like a Jehovah, whatever, they always tell be an example. Well, no one really knows about this. No one really wants to be in this cult religion. So, what example are you really setting for me? No. So, the type of example I want to set is like, I want people to realize that, be ambitious. It's okay to be ambitious. It's okay to want more than what you're settling for. It's okay to, curse that person out when they get on your nerves. It's okay to, tell people no. It's okay to, get your name out there, and be recognized. When I walk down the street, it happened to me like last week. I was walking down the street. I was going to, Bed-Stuy Fish and Fry, that's in Brooklyn. Excellent catfish. So I'm going down there and, I'm just walking, people know, it's like, oh yeah, I've seen you on such and such show. Well, yeah, I know, you doing your thing, you're doing your thing. And I'm like, I am. I really am. I'm like, would you recognize me if I'm carrying a Bible in the back and I'm trying to shove this shit in your face? No, you get the shit out of my
mm,
I got it on my own. But it's like, it's a freedom. It really is. It really is. It's a freedom that you have when you've always been true to yourself and you never, relinquish control to something that, will not bring you anything long term. And it's like create your long term. Create what the type of brand you want to be. Be remembered, be recognized, be great. That's basically what it is. Be great.
that's right. Well, I was going to ask you if you had any, tips for the listeners before we, signed out, but you already gave some. But do you have anything else you want to add? I mean, just for people who maybe are like on the edge and trying to figure out, well, do I make this change? I'm scared. What's going to happen? I mean, you have any ideas, any suggestions for them?
Be patient. I know that, a lot of people don't like being patient. They want like that microwave service, like they want it right now, they want results right now. But if you're not the type of person with the type of personality that you or I have, it will take some time. So you need to be patient. You need to pace yourself. Because if you on step 11 and you trying to jump ahead to step 20, well, you're not really prepared for step 20 and whatever challenges are in step 20. So you need to build up your courage, you need to build up your patience, to build up your resistance in order for you to combat whatever problems that will happen in encountering that. So just be patient and, take your time and listen to your videos, girl. You know how I
Yeah.
found you?
Yeah.
I was
Oh,
Google.
I mean, how did you find me? That would be a good question to ask because
Yeah,
I'm nosy
how
like
I
that.
found I was Googling like how to get a rich man and how to prepare yourself and how to get a rich dude or something like that. And one of your videos was what was it? I think it was, yeah, it was either petty way is the best way or the five checklists to finding a good man. It was either one of those two. Because I was like, because I'm petty as well anyway. But after I saw the petty video, then I saw, the five checklists to like getting a good man. I was like, mm. And it's like, as soon as you said, just say no, fuck them, get the hell out of here, I was like, that's my girl. She's speaking to me. This my new soul sister. I mean, like, what you were saying, it was like, damn. Like, I really wish I knew you back when I was like 15 years old. I really
Well,
do.
and that you're only 30, that would have been a definite possibility. So
Because I was a spitfire, man. I really was. I was a spitfire.
I can tell. That's why you still have that edge. Your little face is so cute. So you'll do big things. You'll do big things. But let me just ask you one last thing.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this is when you get to you say you're imaginative, right? So this is your chance. So I say I give you a magic wand and you can wave it. You can change anything in this world. What would you change?
I can change anything in this world. What would I change? Probably government. I get Trump out of office. I like power. Yeah, I like power. And it's like, if I could get rid of him and move my ass up in there, then I have power. And that's another thing that people need to cultivate. Get power. When you have power and then people know who you are, then you're feared.
I think women are afraid. It must seem like mostly women are afraid of power. It's, especially Black women, they're getting all that submission stuff drilled down their throats. Yeah. So the idea of, running things and really having the responsibility that comes with it is terrifying for a lot of them.
And that's really sad, because I was just talking to like one of my friends, one of the 5 friends I had, just like me, and we were just talking like over the phone, and she was just like, a lot of the women that I encountered, they're so weak, not just weak physically, just weak as in, they don't want to fight, they don't want to like say no, they don't want to, get out their comfort zone, they just settle. And I hate that word. I hate to settle. I've never settled. I've always strived for greatness. Even when I was a witness, I've always strived for greatness. I needed to be great. Like, what is this all for? Why am I here? Why would my parents end up there fucking had me and I'm not going to do better than them? And they want me to be mediocre. Never settle, never be mediocre. And it's like a lot of girls my age, they don't get it. They just don't get it. It's like they have such a fucking predictable routine. And it's like, there is other things in this world, other things in this life that y'all could be doing. And it's like, you complain about, Beyonce and, Nicki Minaj. Them bitches got it. Them bitches, that's what you need. You need to take a page out of their playbook, like I'm trying to do.
Yep.
On that.
Make your dreams come true. Nobody's going to do that for you.
Exactly. I'm so glad.
Well, you enjoy your wine. You enjoy your wine. I'm gonna be joining you shortly. But this is great. I'm glad we finally got a chance to talk after all the work we had to do to make this happen. But I think people will really enjoy listening to what you have to say, especially coming from someone so young. You're just a marvel. Your parents really should be very, very proud of you. If you were my daughter, I'd be very proud. I'd be like, oh my God, y'all, let me tell you about my girl. My girl did this and my girl did that, and what yours did. That would be me. So I want to thank you for spending this time with me, Leandra, and I wish you best and greatest.
Thank you. I will not disappoint.
Very good. Don't do that to me. Okay, I'll talk to you soon.
Thank you. Goodbye.
Bye-bye.
Bye.